Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Chatter, a new segment that I decided to start in order to get my watchers engaged and talking. It will be called This Week's Talker. While it won't be featured every week, I will try to come up with a talker each week. This could be asking who you'd like to see on a reality series, such as Dancing with the Stars, when some of your New Year's goals are, or an interesting news story that I'd like to hear your opinion about, which is the case for this week. Last week, news broke out in New Hampshire that a murder-suicide happened on the intensive care unit of a Dover hospital. After details emerged, it turned out a husband's wife had a DNR, or Do Not Resuscitate order, and attempted suicide, which she was unsuccessful. According to hospital policy, her DNR could not be honored because of her mental state. Keep in mind, before her attempt, she was completely sane, just battling demons known as bipolar disorder and depression. But the hospital views this as medically unable to make decisions about end-of-life situations. The husband, who wanted to honor his wife's wishes to be kept off of life support, decided to end her life by shooting her. He then killed himself so he could be with her. Some are calling this a horrible act of selfishness, while others view it as an act of love. A husband honoring his wife's wish to not be kept artificially alive by machines. Where is your standpoint? Also, what do you feel in regards to how the DNR was handled? Do you think a DNR should cover failed suicide attempts? Do you think people that are depressed or suffering from bipolar and other like-minded mental illnesses should be allowed to have a DNR? I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can comment in 3 ways. Either A, by commenting on the Facebook or Twitter link as a comment or a tweet, B, directly on the YouTube video board, or C, if you want your opinion to remain private, you can message me your thoughts. TV news. It's only the first week of the new year, and we've already lost 2 stars. ESPN anchor Stuart Scott died at the age of 49 after a battle with cancer, and Beverly Hillbillies star Donna Douglas died in her 80s. She played Ellie Mae on Beverly Hillbillies. Popular romance author and screenwriter and his wife split. Will Nicholas Sparks' next novel or book involve heartbreak? Possibly. It was announced today that Nicholas Sparks and his wife Kathy of 25 years have decided to split. Well-known books and movies from Sparks include The Notebook, Safe Haven, A Walk to Remember, and The Last Song. When asked why they were splitting, they said due to their children's privacy, they will keep their reasoning private to the public. Last but not least, we finally hear from Claire from the Sisterhood. Claire is from a town called Joliet, which is located in Illinois. She belongs to the Cathedral of St. Raymond Nonatus, who happens to be the patron saint of midwives for all you Call the Midwife fans. Since the show, Claire has been working, studying, and of course, praying. She is a full-time student and also works full-time. The hardest part for Claire about doing the show was the fact that all the actual discernment is interior, inside your soul. So you can't really fully share that experience with the world on TV as much as she'd like to. Her most memorable moment was being with co-star Esseni as she experienced Jesus in the Eucharist in a new and inspiring way. What she learned most about herself in this journey was her ability to love and interact with people of different personalities and how to appreciate the beauty in each person's journey. While Claire's faith was always strong, it has grown in a deeper way throughout the show. Claire comes from a deeply religious family, so much so that she barely watches any television. She was prompted by a caster who found her on a blog she formerly wrote for and discussed the show, to which she said yes. While she generally enjoyed the Twitter interactions, she found it hard to deal with the haters that would rattle her after watching a rather emotional scene involving Claire's choice of words, such as the little meeting with Francesca and Esseni. She has known since she was a little girl that she would become a nun, and actually got a proposal from the Lord at the age of 21. She is waiting patiently upon the Lord's calling as to which convent she chooses and when she will enter. She credits God, of course, with her vocation, and also the ability to serve in her parish since her teen years has also helped her to determine where her gifts lie. The Sisters of St. Joseph the Worker offered Claire what she loved most, intimacy with God through adoration and silent prayer. Like I mentioned earlier, her family is very religious, but their faith journeys as individuals affect each other as a whole. Now for the final set of fun questions. Claire is sensitive to dairy, so she likes coconut milk ice cream. Her favorite home-cooked meal is any kind of salad, especially those with unique toppings or concepts. Her favorite saint is Blessed Mother Teresa because she is so full of joy and simplicity. Claire doesn't watch any television, therefore she does not have a favorite show. Her favorite scripture is Philippians 4 verse 8, which reads, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things." Her favorite movie is an old classic titled The Scarlet and the Black. Her favorite subjects in school were reading and music. Her hobbies include photography, healthy and alternative cooking, and creative design. If she could have lunch with anyone, it would be St. John Paul II, so she can have a one-on-one discussion with him regarding theology of the body. Her favorite kinds of music are sacred, classical, and folk, but she also sticks some jazz, swing, and world music in there for good measure. I would like to thank all 5 of the ladies, Claire, Christy, Stacy, Francesca, and Assini, for taking time out of their busy schedules to chat with me. I hope you enjoyed learning more about these lovely ladies over the past few weeks, and will join me in praying for them all as they continue on their vocation, rather to the convent or to married life. Let's hope 2015 brings us a new season of the sisterhood. Now for some Dancing with the Stars news. While no casting rumors have been announced, a peek at the season has been leaked. Disney Week will definitely be back this season, as they wanted to bring it back to honor the magic of their 10th anniversary, which is rare in a reality cycle. Although no stars have been announced formally, the team did say to an entertainment source that they plan to bring back some pros you haven't seen in a while, as well as give some celebrities a second chance, either because of an injury or they were eliminated despite being a popular favorite. Will we see Tristan and Anna? Maybe even Alec or Kirk or Corky, Mark's father? Will Dorothy Hamill be brought back? Only time will tell. Our cold case section takes us to the sunny state of Florida. On October 23, 2008, Leon Brady was killed near his home in the Nocatee community of DeSoto County. Witness information noted that Brady was shot by an unknown person from a vehicle while he was along the roadway in the area. Anyone with information is asked to call the Criminal Investigations Division of the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office at 863-993-4700. Those who have withheld information about the homicide and are not involved will not face criminal charges for failing to come forward thus far. So if you know something about this murder and you're afraid to say anything and you're not involved in it, go for it. You're not going to get in trouble. Now for a book review. Manchester Ghost, written by local author Renee Mallett. Renee is a local author who chose Manchester, New Hampshire as the city to discover hidden haunts. While many of the places in the book are open to the public, such as Bob's Sandwich Shop or any of the cemeteries, a few are open to only a select crowd, such as the St. Joseph's Junior High School. Always ask permission before going on a ghost tour on your own. Saying you're a ghost hunter will not give you a free ticket from trespassing. Anyway, on to the book. I like how she actually took photos of the areas that she could, private residences she couldn't, and did a lot of research into the haunting, instead of just a basic summary and moved on to the next place, as some ghost hunters turned authors do. I have been to a few of the locations, such as Valley Cemetery and the cemetery grounds in St. Anselm's College, but have not really had a serious encounter. This book was fun to read. Now on to our reflection corner, and there is a reflection today. I finally got back into the groove of writing them. First, our first reading is from 1 John 4, verses 7 to 10. Beloved, let us love one another, because love is of God. Everyone who loves is begotten by God and knows God. Whoever is without love does not know God, for God is love. In this way, the love of God was revealed to us. God sent His only Son into the world so that we might have life through Him. In this is love, not that we have loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son as expiation for our sins. Our psalm is Psalm 72, verses 1 through 4 and 7 through 8. O God, give your judgment to the King, your justice to the Son of Kings, that He may govern your people with justice, your oppressed with right judgment, that the mountains may yield their bounty for the people, and the hills great abundance, that He may defend the oppressed among the people, save the poor, and crush the oppressor, that abundance may flourish in His days, great bounty till the moon be no more. May He rule from sea to sea, from the river to the ends of the earth. And our gospel today is Mark 6, verses 34 to 44. When He disembarked and saw the vast crowd, His heart was moved with pity for them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd, and He began to teach them many things. By now it was already late, and His disciples approached Him and said, This is a deserted place, and it is already very late. Dismiss them so that they can go to the surrounding farms and villages and buy themselves something to eat. He said to them in reply, Give them some food yourselves. But they said to Him, Are we to buy 200 days' wages worth of food and give it to them to eat? He asked them, How many loaves do you have? Go and see. And when they had found out, they said, 5 loaves and 2 fish. So He gave orders to have them sit down in groups on the green grass. The people took their places in rows by hundreds and by 50s. Then, taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, He said the blessing, broke the loaves, and gave them to His disciples to set before the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them all. They all ate and were satisfied, and they picked up 12 wicker baskets full of fragments and what was left of the fish. Those who ate of the loaves were 5,000 men. Now for the long-awaited reflection. Today's readings go hand in hand with each other. It is through love that God blesses us with all we have. If only the soup kitchen could perform the same miracle as Jesus did. Hold up what they do have to heaven, say a prayer, and presto, everyone at their door is fed. Or hold up a sleeping bag, and like magic, everyone has a warm place to sleep, and nobody is left outside in the cold. Realistically, it can't happen that way. But through love and our service to our neighbors, we can make it happen in a different way. Let's say you want to donate more to the needy this year as a resolution, but feel you can't afford a large donation. The math is simple. If you put away a measly $1 a week, by December 25th, you'll have $225 to hand into your local soup kitchen or homeless shelter. 4 quarters is all it takes each day of the year. Or, if you get paid every other week and you can put away $10 or $20, that's even more money. If you feel you already give to the needy enough, but want to take care of someone else, such as a favorite waitress at your favorite coffee shop, whom you've gotten to know a lot about and know she is struggling this Christmas to make sure her kids get presents, instead of saving money for the homeless, do that same method, but leave your total money raised as a tip right around Christmas. Being charitable and loving doesn't have to be hard work, and you don't have to give every dollar you make in order to be considered charitable. Dig deep this year and find a way that works for you. Now for the saint of the day. While most Catholics today celebrate the feast of St. Andre Bessette, there's another saint that is not well known, and that is St. Andrew Corsini. Andrew is the patron of civil peace. Born in 1302 to a prominent Italian family, Andrew was an unruly child. One day, his disappointed mother despaired aloud to him, "I see you are indeed the wolf I saw in my sleep." She then explained that while pregnant with him, she had dreamed she gave birth to a wolf that ran into a church and became a lamb. Chastened by his mother's rebukes, Andrew went to the local Carmelite church the next day. After fervent prayer, he decided to join the Carmelite order. Through continual prayer, study, and self-sacrifice, Andrew grew spiritually. Known for his gifts of prophecy and healing, he also possessed a talent for helping those who led dissolute lives. He once helped his cousin, for instance, break free from his addiction of gambling. When the Bishop of Fiesole died in 1349, Andrew was chosen to replace him. Thinking he was unworthy of the post, he hid in another monastery. His fellow priests were about to name another candidate when a child accidentally found Andrew. As bishop, he continued to live humbly, sleeping on a bed of vines and washing the feet of the poor every Thursday. Besides his constant charity to the poor, Andrew was a skilled peacemaker. He was often able to help restore public calm if tempers threatened to erupt. When a bitter dispute arose between the nobility and people of Bologna, Pope Urban V sent Andrew to resolve the matter. He negotiated a peace that lasted for many years. While singing Mass on Christmas night in 1373, Andrew became ill. The wolf-turned lamb, by God's grace, passed away on the Epiphany, January 6, 1374. When Andrew Corsini's mother told him how she saw his life in a dream, she was in essence holding up a mirror in front of him so that he could see himself and the choices he was making in a clearer way. In so doing, she led him on his holy path toward becoming a bishop. Today, both Andrew's talent for peaceful negotiations and his mother's loving concern for him are examples we can look toward when examining our relationships with our children and even our friends and family. As our children, especially teenagers, strive for independence, they need to know we love them unconditionally. This time of development is often an emotional roller coaster ride for them. Here are some tips to remember. Keep the lines of communication opened and stay involved in their lives. Work with your spouse or family and friends to set clear and reasonable house rules that you both agree upon. And be positive in your approach. Then be very clear when explaining the rules to your children. Let them know you trust them. Our closing prayer. Almighty and eternal God, may your grace enkindle in all of us a love for the many unfortunate people whom poverty and misery reduce to a condition of life unworthy of human beings. Arouse in the hearts of those who call you Father a hunger and thirst for social justice and for fraternal charity in deeds and in truth. Grant, O Lord, peace in our days, peace to our souls, peace in families, peace to our country, and peace among nations. Amen. This week's fan of the week is Maurice Isabel, who answered this week's question correctly. The correct answer was Philip Morris. We need some new blood to play this game. Are you not seeing any trivia questions? Check my status on your friends list by hovering over where it says Friends after clicking my name. If you see the line Get Notifications but there is no check mark, please check that. This will ensure that you see my post when I post a question or any other status. I usually post the questions on Friday nights, but occasionally will post on a Saturday or Sunday, especially if no one is answering them. I will see you next week.